I'm David Kropp. I am a Client Services Supervisor here at the Family Justice Center. My role here is rather diverse. I do work with clients when they present sometimes in crisis. I supervise client services. I supervise interns. I also work on special projects like the strangulation protocol and the high-risk team. So client-centered services means that we meet clients where they're at. When clients come here, they're usually in some sort of distress. They may be disorganized. They may be emotionally attached to the trauma that they've been through and dysregulated. We can never assume that a client can or should present in a particular manner. So client-centered means we meet clients where they're at, we understand their trauma, we get their story, and we offer support in various ways. Typically what our clients need, at least at the outset, is some emotional support. We find that because most of our clients have been exposed to domestic violence, that they've been insulted, criticized, demeaned, put down, abused over the years, to the point where they've become helpless, hopeless, and many times they don't feel that anybody will believe them until they come here. And this may be the first time somebody's actually listened to them, believes their story. We have ways of validating their story through literature, through understanding the cycle of abuse, power and control, dominant aggression. And so that is what most clients need. The sense of empowerment, the sense that somebody finally gets it is huge, because without that, it's very hard for them to go any further. To walk into court and stand up for yourself, requesting a restraining order is very difficult unless you have that emotional support and that empowerment. So that's pretty much what I see as the most critical form of support, is that emotional support and sense of empowerment through psychoeducation. Everything else is pretty much resources. We do help with restraining orders, we help with court accompaniment, that's huge. But it's the recurring counseling sessions. It's getting people back in, letting them know that they have somebody who is well versed in the topic and understands what they're going through. And the way that nobody has prior is huge. Well, a one-stop model means that a client doesn't have to go from agency to agency looking for various forms of support. We offer assistance with restraining orders, psychoeducation so they can understand the family court system, so they can understand the criminal court system, so we can connect them with the DA's office and advocates there. We have housing specialists on site, so we can connect them with housing and shelter services. We have human trafficking experts on site, so we can connect them with human trafficking support services, including medical care, vital records access, daycare, childcare, transportation, and housing. So when somebody comes here, they don't have to shop around at other agencies for services. One of the things that clients are surprised to hear is that we can provide counseling and we can talk about domestic violence education, we can talk about parenting skills, we can talk about anger management and abusive tactics. We can provide all that information here at no charge. So success is highly subjective, meaning that a client may not be ready for a restraining order. They may be ambivalent about filing for a restraining order. They may return to their abuser. We understand why victims stay, why they return. We stay in touch with our clients. We let them know that we're here if and when they change their mind, which happens quite a bit. Restraining order is just the beginning of a process, so we're with them through the process, and they're not aware of that when they first come here. We make sure they understand the process. We make sure they know how to prepare themselves in court. We make sure that they understand the difference between a hearing and a trial. And we make sure that we offer support services, again, with the recurring counseling sessions. Other clients need help locating attorneys who can fight for them. They need help with motions and continuances. So sometimes we work hand in hand with the attorneys as sort of advisors on what the client's going through, the vulnerabilities clients are facing, how those vulnerabilities are being exploited by abusers, and what we need to present in court. These types of services may last a couple of weeks, a couple of months, or in several cases of mine, over 2 or 3 years. So it takes that long to get through this. When a client realizes that we're in it for the long run, it really changes their outlook on life and gives them hope that they've never had before. Inspiration. I don't know where I developed a passion to do this work. I didn't want to do this work to begin with. When I was with the police department, I was just told that I was going to family abuse. But it didn't take long to realize that I didn't know as much about domestic violence as I thought I did. So I started to read, I started to study. I started to identify the cracks that clients would fall through in social services, through the family court system or criminal court system. Of course, how would you know how to navigate the family court system? Nobody should know that, and they don't. When I realized that we provide services that change lives, it became more of an inspiration and passion. It's hard to walk away from that when people tell me you've changed my life, and I wouldn't be where I'm at if not for your help. Thank you. So on this big day of giving, I ask you to consider giving what you can. For example, people are shocked to find out that attorneys cost $20,000, $30,000 just for a retainer, and they come here in tears, wanting to know if we can give them any advice. And we do have attorneys who can work with clients on a case-by-case basis, but it's rare because we're stretched thin. We could really use more legal services. When victims find out that we can represent them or work with them, walk with them in court, it changes their lives. So anything that you can give, $20, $100, $5 billion, thank you.